Alright, today we up to this point we've talked about greatest common factor and we've talked about factoring trees. Today we're going to talk about the least common multiple. Least common multiple, LCM, is very easy to do if you just do it progressively. Okay? Now, what they mean by least common multiple is if you write both numbers down, 12 and 15, and then add that number to itself over and over, at what point will they be the same? Okay? So let's write them over and over. 12 plus 12 is?
24.
Plus 12 is? Plus 12 is?
48.
Plus 12 is?
63.
Okay? Now let's write 15 plus 15 plus 15. Next one is 30, 45. Now, do we have one that matches yet?
No.
60. Now, what's our LCM?
60.
Okay, that's it right there.
Oh, snap.
So the LCM equals what? 60. All right. Now you have to find the least common multiple of three different numbers: 16, 20, and 32. It works just the same. Write all three down: 16, 20, and 32. Now just add it to itself. 16 plus 16 is 32. Is that our LCM?
No.
No, because it doesn't match the 20, does it?
No.
20 plus 20 is 40. 32 plus 32 is 64. Okay, let's keep going. 32 plus 32 is 64.
Yes, 64.
40 plus 40 is 80. And 64 plus 64 is 128. 128 plus 64 is, now, it's supposed to be 64 plus 32 is what?
96.
Do we have a three-way match yet?
No.
96 plus 32, 128. Do we have a three-way match yet?
No.
128 plus 32 is 160. Do we have a three-way match now?
Yes.
So what's my LCM?
160.
So the one LCM of all those numbers, you're going to want to write it like this: LCM equals 160. That's how I'm going to want you to write it. Okay? I want you to write it and circle your answer. Now it says to list the first 6 multiples of the number 3. Okay? That means write the number 3 and then list the first 6 multiples. 3 plus 3 is? 3. Plus 3 is? 9. So that's 2 of them. 12, 15, that's 4 of them. How many does it want?
6.
18, 21. Now do I have 6 of them?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now do you notice that this is the same thing as 3 times 2? And this is the same thing as 3 times 1? 3 is? 3 times 1 is what? 3. 3 times 2 is?
6.
3 times 3 is? 3 times 4 is? 3 times 5 is?
5.
You see why they call it a multiple of 3? Because you multiply 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3 forever. You with me? Right here.
Yes.
Alright, now we got the first 6 multiples of 10. So the first multiple, which is 10 times 1, is what? 10. So 10 times 2 is what? 20. Times 3 is?
30.
Times 4?
40.
Times 5?
50.
Times 6.
60.
So there's your first 6 multiples of the number 10. Alright, so we want the least common multiple of 8 and of 10. So let's add till we get there. 8 plus 8 is 16. Now, do you recognize that the only way you're going to get an LCM of these two is for this to have a 0 on the end? Because this has a 0. So the next one's 24, 32, 40. So what's the GCF going to be? 10, 20, 30, and 40. So your GCF is 40. LCM, your least common multiple. Remember, what's the Bible say? Okay? The least common multiple is going to be big, and the greatest common factor is going to be what? Small. Because what's the GCF of 8 and 10? 2.
Oh.
So the GCF of 8 and 10 equals 2, But the LCM of 8 and 10 equals what?
40.
40.